Please hold up on your warm-up. Hold up on your warm-up. No more deliveries at this time. Reminder to our bowling fans that flash photography and the signing of autographs is strictly prohibited during competition. In addition, we ask that you silence your cell phones to prevent any distractions to the athletes. This week, the field of play is the tiled area. That tiled area includes the stairs. We ask that you do not enter the field of play for any reason. As a reminder, BowlTV.com is the exclusive live streaming home of the PWBA Tour. And we also ask that you do not live stream from your personal device. All right, athletes, press the button on your console to start your arrow. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a great send-off for round 3 of the PWBA Fountain Valley Open. Good luck, ladies.
We'll get Spider Girl. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good people of Earth. Saturday morning. Still trying to get loose. Loosen up the old back as we get settled in here for another day of competition. Final day of competition, of course. But a 3-round day of competition here on Bowl TV. Emil Williams Jr., Aaron Smith, Curtis Von Kruger, Brent Howden back in the Bowl TV studios. As the round of 32 is underway. Haley Richard, Stephanie Johnson, and Gigi Mason here on 45 and 46. Shannon O'Keefe, Dasha Kovalova, and Caitlin Simpson. Morning, Tony, Tabitha, Keith, Mark. There's Dasha Kovalova. Big double there for Dasha early on after missing last week's cut. You definitely have that in the back of your mind a little bit. The short-term memory, of course, is to certainly remove any negative thoughts. I think Dasha's done that and done it well. And back in business here with a chance to, by the end of the day, certainly make a step-ladder final, but we've got 8 games to think about here.
Well, yeah, and it has to make good sense. I'm asking if you see something all of a sudden. That is always good. Now I can't figure it out.
Judy, Chad, what else we got here? I think I mentioned Tabitha. Mark is here. Olsen is here. Don is here. Eddie is here. Eddie's new to Bowl TV. Welcome, Eddie. Brandon Howden is our maestro. And if you have any questions that we will look to assist you in the best way that we can. Claybon is checking in. KC is back with us. Jennifer Cook. Got a few Jennifers now who are becoming regular chatters here on Bowl TV.
It's cool. It's cool. She bowled pretty well.
Nearly one complete. And there's a few new faces, I would say. Maybe some faces or names that you may or may not be familiar with. Some that you are certainly getting familiar with every week. Of course, Haley Richard is in the field of 32 this week. Gigi Mason has been in had been in the top 10 and the top 5 for most of the day. And off to a good start here. You can see kind of where a few players are playing in. And there's some different angles. Some different approaches to what's going on out on the lanes. 37-foot pattern. Nearly 30 milliliters of oil. Dasha Kovalova. Dasha had a rough final 3 games last night. She had moved into the top 5 with a few games to go prior, but ended up qualifying for this round in 14th. Shannon O'Keefe qualified 13th. Stephanie Johnson 12th. Haley Richard was 27th at plus 11 last night to advance. Caitlin Simpson 26th at plus 38. A couple of non-members advanced to the round of 32 today. Megan Straub in her first PWBA event. Also Juliana Franco, who has qualified for a couple of TV shows in her time on tour, bowling in some events. O'Keefe takes care of the 2-8. Richards going to have a nice start here.
So I tell myself to just relax and then I totally rip it at the ball.
237 for Richard. And Dasha Kovalova, 3-bagger. Daria Payonk over on 43 and 44. Of course, Daria had speaking of last 3 games, her last 3 games were exceptional. We saw 2 of them here on Bowl TV last night. Actually got a chance to speak with Daria while we waited the official cut number for the round of 32. So if you're interested in that, you'll need to simply just scrub through to the end of the broadcast last night the featured channel, round 2. GG out there throwing some shots here in game number 1. You can see where Dash is playing and then see where GG's playing. To me right now, players are playing to their strengths so far on the Fresh. And for most of the field, the Fresh was a little difficult to try to combat. So I think the importance of trying to get off to a good start today. Because for some, it's going to be an extreme uphill battle to try to advance to the round of 12. For those at the bottom of the field, from 32nd to what, 22nd, nearly 100 pins or so, give or take. So that's going to be tough for them to make that up. It can be done, though, in 8 games. We've seen some players go plus 300 in 8 games in the last couple of weeks, so it could go down. But that's why we're here to bring that to you. A late love tap on the 9 for O'Keefe, and that will put her in the 2 teens. GG shoots 226, 200 even for Stephanie Johnson. Kovalova 234. Caitlin Simpson shoots 200 even. Rarely do you see games of 200 even multiple times. You may have heard Shannon's voice once or twice there, just near the microphone, near the crowd mic, and having some quick combos with Brian about some ball choices and such. She gets her way to 216. And we are on to game number 2. And just like that, 1 game is in the books here in the round of 32. So, having said all of that, we'll make a few graphic changes across our channels. And we'll be back momentarily. Hope all is well in the chat. Some of you sound like you haven't had much sleep. I would encourage you to please go to sleep, because we will be here. I can guarantee you that I will be here all day. So please get the appropriate amount of rest. And take a nap. Come on back with us. Between now and 5:30, actually about 7 o'clock local time. There are only a few hours in between where we won't be on the air. We got you covered. Game 2 on the way here, the PWBA Fountain Valley Open on Bowl TV. All right, folks, game 2 officially underway, obviously, as you can see, into frame number 8 on 45 and 46. Don't forget, while you're on Bowl TV, we talked about it a little bit yesterday, but want to make sure if you're looking for some good instruction, some good coaching tips, and if you want to learn about some of the technical side of our sport, definitely want to check out my main man, Lou Marquez. He is the Pro Shop Manager at the International Training and Research Center, as he shares his technical insight on the game and the inner Pro Shop workings. In his new series, Hot Off the Press, I really do love that name. Hot Off the Press with my main man, Lou Marquez. Lou is, I mentioned yesterday again, a good dude, great individual. He's got a ton of stories. Last year we went to the Open Championships, of course, as our team builder from our employees at the office. And man, Lou was telling some stories. We were up all night. It was fantastic. It really was. But check him out. Off the Press, Hot Off the Press on Bowl TV. Fountain Valley. Well, we've seen so far a few scores are out there so far. Brianna Cote, by the way, is your new leader. Again, if you were following a little bit last year in this particular event, Bree was the #1 seed for the TV finals. She is a one-time champion on this tour, won in Lexington Open in 2016. Oh, tripped that 7-9, or Missy Parkin. Sandra Anderson second at +266. Missy Parkin is third at +256. Aaron McCarthy got out the gates a little slow. Shot 171, drops from first to fourth. A +232. Clara Guerrero is fifth at +212. Birgit Poplar sixth at +203. Ashley Galante is seventh at +200. Gigi Mason eighth at +185. Sydney Brummett is ninth at +176. Dasha Kovalova is 10th at +162. Jen Higgins is 11th at +152, and Shannon O'Keefe is 12th at +150. She is tied with her sister, Stephanie Johnson, Shafani, at +150. Daria Payok did not get out the gates well, and she was, I won't say concerned, but she was definitely trying to think about how things are going to go on the fresh, what she should try, what she should do. And I can't say whether whatever she tried certainly didn't work, because I did not watch her bowl. But the fresh was not the easiest thing to conquer, and we saw that yesterday. Tanya Rahman for 15th at +129. Liz Johnson 16th at +108. Saw Liz throwing some really good shots in game one, and she looked to be trying to give it a go toward the outside portion of the lane. And obviously, if anyone can make that work, it's her. Danielle McEwen is 17th, your defending champion, at +93. Hot Off the Press. Isn't that a dope name? Like, in all honesty. That's one of those where you say, but it's just so easy. Why didn't I think of it? And I don't know who came up with it. So kudos to our good staff. It probably was Lou. Lou's a smart dude. Missy Parkin on the double, entering the 10th frame. Just a touch high. and she will leave a 4-pin. Good to see Rowe back. Had a few events off and makes the cut. So right back in business for Rowe. Laura Plazas. Pretty sure for Laura this is, let me double check. For Plazas, yeah, back-to-back round of 32s for Laura. She did make match play at the Queens, finished 30th. Missed the cut in Sonoma, 16th last week. Restrepo shoots 232 to our right. Missy Parkin's going to go to the bowling bag. Maybe we can name what players do on the field when they go to the bag. To the bag. On Bowl TV. That's much different than securing the bag, which is popular amongst the kids these days. Hey, Rebecca, appreciate you tuning in and joining us. Hope all is well. Hope the kids bowled well. How about that? Congrats to that your young future professional. Oh, that looked pretty good. Some solid scores put up here on 45 and 46. Sid the Kid right now putting together another good week. All right, 258. Well, Gamonte can get to 181. And for Ashley, a little bit of a slow start here. Just like that, we're on to game 3. I just realized that in 5 days, I will be, if I will be blessed to see it to that 5 days, I'm gonna have a birthday. Yeah, but does it ever just hit you like that? That in however many days or whatever that you're going to be 1 year older? Literally at this moment, like honestly, about 60 seconds ago. I guess I didn't realize what day it was. We welcome in Juliana Franco, Megan Straub. The leader coming into the day, Aaron McCarthy, Sandra Anderson, and Nachimi Itakura. course, the pace a little different as we get into the round of 32. Obviously, less players. 3 on a pair, except for 1 cross with just 2. Sometimes, of course, players thinking a little faster. Pace is just a touch quicker, and you get into that type of rhythm. Appreciate the happy birthday wishes. Yeah, next time we're, let's see, tomorrow's Sunday. And then I think we're on the air Tuesday, I think, for the U.S. Women's Open. I do agree with that, Tabitha. I turned 30, and as they say, quote unquote, it's been downhill ever since. No, I'm just playing. But I do feel like you're more cognizant of how old you're getting, or how much experience you're continuing to gain. Is 35 like a mini milestone age? Oh, happy birthday, Rick. My actual birthday, Hossein, is June 20th. Nice spare pickup, by the way, over on lane 50 for Missy Parkin. Let's check some scores. June 20th. I went down the Gemini list, I think, last week as far as the amount of family members, immediate family members, too, that all have birthdays in the month of June. June 20th. I was just talking to my mom last week, and 1:04 p.m. was the time. Of course, those are things that you hear and you know, like, okay, that's pretty cool, and you've seen it before and you saw it on your birth certificate or something like that. But then when you're about to have your own child, those things start to resonate just a little bit differently. Oh, I wonder what time we'll have ours. Will it be 1:04 p.m.? We got some new standings after 18 games. Missy Parkin back in the lead at plus 283. And you look at some of these scores, like Missy's gone 217, 227. She's back in the lead, so nothing too crazy in regards to the outpouring of high scores so far on the fresh. Now, having said that, Clara Guerrero, who now is in third at plus 258, has gone 226, 246. So Clara has made the right moves on the fresh. You saw Sydney Brummett's 258. By the way, Brianna Cote is now in second at plus 259. Sydney Brummett fourth at plus 234. Gigi Mason is fifth at plus 230. Oh, goodness. Another solid shot there from Megan Straub. You know, to bowl and make the round of 32 at a PWBA event in your first event, that's not the easiest thing to do. I feel like you guys know that. You watch enough bowling. You watch these players all the time, week in and week out. You know what they go through. And to have that kind of success for the first time obviously says a lot about Megan and her talent, pedigree, of course, with some of the coaching she has received. Pretty impressive stuff. Daria Payonk, by the way, went from 149 to 223. And right now she is the number at plus 153 and 12. Jen Higgins 11th at 154. Asha Kovalova 10th at 162. Ashley Galante is 9th at plus 177. That's where Ashley's score, and Galante was 5th coming into today. I talked about her process, and she struggled a little bit so far on this fresh. Birgit Poplar 8th at plus 192. Erin McCarthy struggling, 171, 169. Plus 201. Another 150 in game 2 from Sandra Anderson at plus 222. Nicely done from Nachimi Itakura. Brenda, that's a good question. Those items are handled generally by the host, but I can try to see if there is anything that we may be missing on that end and try to get you a little information as possible. So Brenda, if you can remember, just send me a note. I can try to double check for you. Actually, I'll just send a note right now. I will send an email right now. I'm going to email some of our good folks in the marketing department just to see if they have any idea. Alright, that note is sent. Brenda, please feel free to send me a note maybe at some point, maybe in the next week. See if I may have an update for you potentially. Can't promise anything. Right, that is really fantastic. That's what I hope to do, to be honest with you. By the way, all of you are still young. You're still absolutely young. And I can sense that as long as I'm in this role, that I hope to be able to keep you young. I mentioned yesterday that Sandra Anderson went to, qualified for the TV finals at the 2016 USBC Queens. I distinctly remember her just having the best look on the gutter. It was incredible what she was able to do in that event. Obviously a little bit different here because of the pattern and what it dictates. But if you give her anything outside, generally speaking, she's going to be very good at it. That one got away from her. All right, McCarthy now on the strike in the 7th. Sure, Straub there made a move. She motioned back kind of with their index finger, kind of a 1-in-1 motion. Let's see where Megan Straub is. She's 22nd. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's not right. Looking at the wrong one. Well, she's still 22nd. But has increased her score, plus 75. Hey, you never know what can happen. Splitting the 8-9 there was Franco. Excellent shot there from Anderson from Sweden. Talking about the World Bowling Championships, World Bowling Women's Championships specifically. Straub, that one's got a push. Able to break down trouble. With just some of the countries represented there who we anticipate. Certainly the players that we see on a regular basis, you know, Sweden, Germany, Japan, Colombia, Mexico, Malaysia, Singapore, the United States. Brazil, England, Latvia. Both players from Japan this week who competed made the round of 32. It just goes to show you. Someone asked about players kind of staying in the international players, kind of how they handle a PWBA season. But the majority of players who do not live here, who compete, again, as I mentioned yesterday, tend to compete in stints. Get a group of events that they'll bowl somewhere between 2 and 4, maybe 5. And it's generally also rather than around a major, certainly as well. So if you're going to come out and bowl, if you're going to make the trip, then you definitely want to bowl a major if you can. Korea. So definitely looking forward to Korea is fantastic. Oh, give it a run, Hooley. 215 clean game for Straub. 176 that opened in the 10th for Juliana Franco. And yet Takura will be in the 190s. It'll be potentially max score for McCarthy 247. And Anderson can get to 214. The fans have come out early too, by the way, here at Fountain Valley, or Fountain Bowl, excuse me. We've had some fans who have been here throughout the week. Talked to one couple, Michael and Julie, if I recall correctly. That's one thing I noticed too. Side note about getting older. And in all honesty, I was the best person with names. I could remember a name from way back when. Now, if you tell me your name, I could forget it instantly. But I think it was Michael and Julie and their 2 children they bought this week. They've been here since definitely Thursday. They were here for practice. I saw him this morning and said, hey, I think he hasn't been here as long as we have.
The first one, because it was like with Chad, the second one.
2:13. We'll have Liz Johnson, Maria Jose Rodriguez, and Tanya Raumemper on 45 and 46. I discussed a little bit about next week, but the 2019 U.S. Women's Open will take place in Las Vegas, June 16th through the 23rd. You can watch all of the competition, as you well know, live right here on Bowl TV. So make sure you are tuning in to watch the best in the world do what they do. We will have you covered throughout the week, and of course leading up to our CBS Sports Network live TV finals on June 23rd at 5 p.m. Eastern. All right, game 4 officially. And McCarthy probably going to move back on up, maybe a spot or two after that game. We're finally seeing something that I'm sure seeing enough shape and or for some players it could be a situation just getting the ball to stop. Everyone is now into game 4. We'll have a score update here momentarily. All right, 19 game update. 19 game. Games. Missy Parkin, your leader, plus 263. Brianna Cote is second at plus 255. Birgit Poplar has moved into third at plus 245. Excuse me, Aaron McCarthy fourth, now at plus 237. Sydney Brumman is tied for fifth with Sandra Anderson at plus 235. Clara Guerrero is 7th at plus 228. Tanya Raumemper is 8th at plus 214. Dasha Kovalova is 9th at plus 200. Ashley Galante is 10th at plus 190. Gigi Mason now is 11th. Gigi shot 144 in game 3. She's at plus 174. Jen Higgins is 12th at plus 170. Daria Payonk right now 13th at plus 146. Kelly Kulik is 14th at plus 128. Shannon O'Keefe 15th at the moment at plus 118. Stephanie Johnson is 16th at plus 113. Shio Restrepo is 17th at plus 102. Rowe right now has the highest block of the day so far. making a move on up the leaderboard. Kelly Kulik, or excuse me, Tanya Raumemper has the highest block at 711. She shot 278 in game 3. So Raumemper with 711. Kelly Kulik, 683. Restrepo at 694. Dasha Kovalova, 672. All right, good spare there from Liz. All right, Kelly Kulik able to chop the 10 out. All of a sudden, Kel's with the front four. This is it's a big week for a lot of players, but certainly not as luminous as next week during the U.S. Women's Open. We will have 3 elite field events as we did last year. And the top 24 players in the, on the points list after the U.S. Women's Open concludes. Those 24 players will essentially earn automatic entry into the 3 elite field events. They will essentially earn a prize check. They do have to pay their entry fee into the event. But they will earn a check. So those 3 events are kind of like an exempt field. Those of you who recall how that worked last year. Then there'll be 3 weekly or weekly PTQ each week for those 3 events. There'll be 8 spots available. There'll be a 32-player field combined. If for some reason an elite field player cannot participate in an event, that spot will then go to the PTQ. So you must be in the top 24. Right now, Diana Zavyalova is 24th in the points list after this is through Tucson. Obviously not including some finishes from yesterday. This is just through our last week's event. Yesterday I was reading off the top 16. There are a few names up there, players who will not be, at least in the immediate future, participating on the tour. Players like Sherry Tan, who is 6th on the list. Shayna Ung is 10th, for example. So it's a very interesting week. Next week, how it all will play out. Of course, points and a half Or double, if I'm not mistaken, for majors next week. So a lot on the line. Besides the title, certainly, and that in and of itself is more than enough, because the U.S. Women's Open that's the one where you you earn it. That nice number of 56. 56 games. That is how many games will get you to the step ladder, essentially, after, or if you make match play, you're going to end up bowling 56 games. (17 through 24), by the way, on that points list. Verity Crawley, Sandra Gongora, Giselle Poss, Tanya Raumemper, Daphne Tan, Lindsay Boomershine, Cinley Jane, and Diana Zabialo. Someone like Ashley Galante could see big surge. She's going to earn a nice amount of points this week. And if she has a good week next week, who knows how many players she could potentially jump. There's a couple of rookies in that area as well. Jasmine Mason, Gigi having a good week this week. Julia Bond just missed this week's cut by a couple of pins. Caroline Lagrange in that rookie category. She missed 2 events. The last 2, in fact. And just missed the number this week. And so it'll be a big week for Caroline. Last week also. LJ trying to figure some things out here. USBC Hall of Famer, 3-time PWBA Player of the Year. Talking about a U.S. Women's Open. She loves the long formats, loves that event. And no matter what happens right now this week, today, she's going to be ready to go for next week. Quick score correction here. Haven't seen too many strings in regards to putting some strikes together. And it doesn't seem like Sonoma yet either, meaning in Sonoma, well, they just got gradually harder and harder. The scores went lower and lower as the rounds went on. First open frame for Bercier. No strikes for Valerie in this game as of yet. 4-9 spares. Obviously tough when you do miss a makeable. Haven't struck yet. Obviously trying to figure it out. You have 4-9 counts up there. That open just exacerbates the entire game at that point. All right, despite the splits from Kulik on the right lane, she can still get to 231. Tanya's jersey looks pretty cool. I'm not quite sure what what we have going there, but it looks cool. How about that? Took care of it this time. What's up, Dan? It's rare to see Liz not strike at all. And obviously that's certainly not for the sake of trying. Two Hall of Famers. One will yield to the other at the moment. It'll be Kulik to step up first on lane 48. It's been troublesome the last two shots. Excellent shot there, sets up the 10th beautifully. And now Liz, who last time she was up on this right lane, made a move out to see what might be available. Looks like she's going to move back in, maybe a different ball. Lex looks pretty good. Val just cannot find a double. Liz can repeat. And if that look is available moving forward this round, she potentially can begin to put something together. Again, just looking at the standings, Liz was 19th coming into this game, but it will be games of 156, and now she'll be in the 170. She started the block 214, 234. Wrap 10 and an odd one too for Kulik. Well, it looks like you just can't miss it even a little bit. Megan Strom shot 244. Just looking at what scores we see, or I see. See a couple of 160s. Potentially to the bag, Tanya will go here. It could be a 2-strike 177 game here for Valerie Mercier. Kelly did not like that one from the word go. A 207. Big shot there for McEwen. EMAC at plus 95. The top 12 is definitely within reach for many. I feel like that just kind of sums up the day, or at least that game for Val. Ewan will get to the two teams with 8 or better. And of course I gave her the jinx on that. 208. Well, just about everyone complete with Game 5 at the same time. All right, players making the swift move. We will have Rocio Restrepo, Clara Guerrero, Beauty Poplar on 45 and 46. And then Josie Barnes, Daria Payok, and Jen Higgins on 47 and 48. I agree, Keith. I'm going to grab a quick method of hydration. And I will be back with you momentarily. Game 5 will commence here in just a second, here on Bowl TV.